Hey, come close. Let me ask you a question. Are you secretly jealous of entrepreneurs because you have a 9 to 5? Maybe you look at their freedom, their flexibility, and you think, I wish I could do that. I get it. The idea of running your business seems amazing, but there's something no one else is telling you. Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing episode of the I'm Not Lucky, I'm Blessed podcast, the show where we help small businesses learn, grow, and thrive. And as always, I'm your host, Lucky, and today I am here to talk business. But before I do, coffee. If you ever caught yourself daydreaming about being your own boss, quitting your 9 to 5, you probably imagine all the freedom that comes with it. But here's the thing. Entrepreneurship isn't all hustle and glamour and Instagram-worthy moments. There is kind of like a dark side, a side that most people don't talk about. And it can be brutal if you're not prepared for it. Trust me, I'm serious. So in this episode, I'll try my best to pull back the curtain and share with you 5 harsh realities of being a small business owner or an entrepreneur that no one talks about, and also what you can do to overcome or help yourself whenever you find yourself in this situation. I'm here to give you the unfiltered truth because it's easy to envy what you see on the outside, but living the reality is a whole different story. So sometimes last week I attended a friend's wedding and I met an old friend that we used to work out together back in college. And she was telling me how envious she was or how proud, like she felt like she could have been a business owner, but she never had the boldness, the guts to go that route. But instead, she went and got herself a secure job. And, now she works for the government, I think, but there's still a part in her heart that feels like she missed out because she never went the entrepreneur route. I listened to her and I said, hey, that's amazing, but I am also envious of you because you have a job. I feel like I took an easy route. I did the thing I wanted to do, that I love to do, and you are doing something that you did not enjoy doing, and that takes a lot of work, you understand, right? I thought I'd give yourself some credit because what you're doing is not easy, you get, right? And the entrepreneurship life is not all glitz and glamour like you think. There's so many things that we go through as entrepreneurs that a lot of people don't know. And if I were to, redo this whole thing again, I think I would have gone a different route. You get, right? That was what I shared with her. And I made her understand that, hey, look, what you're doing is amazing. I wish I had the boldness to go the 9 to 5 route. I just didn't have the boldness to go the 9 to 5 route. So that's why I went the entrepreneurship route. And I went that route because I thought it was going to be easier. And that's why I came on it. So it's not really like I'm mentally strong or anything. No, I took the route because I thought it was going to be easy. But truthfully speaking, it's not going easy, so that's the conversation we had. And I guess it changed her mind, but if it doesn't, I hope it changes your mind too, because the truth is entrepreneurship is not fun. So one of the dark sides of entrepreneurship that no one talks about is the isolation of it. The isolation of it. Oh my God. Where do I start this from? I used to envy entrepreneurs when I had a 9 to 5. They seemed to be free, so independent. But what no one told me was how lonely it could be to run your own business or to go after your dreams. Personal example, when I first started fitness, fitness wasn't just a business for me. It was also a lifestyle that I eventually turned into a business. And I remember when I decided that I wanted to work out and be healthy, I didn't have friends to go to the gym with me. My friends, my family, no one believed in the fitness route. Everyone thought I was wasting my time. Nobody supported me. Nobody even believed in me. People told me like, you came to the United States and all you're doing is fitness while your mates are working, making money. You get it, right? And that was not easy because I was coming from a place where I had to prove these people wrong. There were days that I would go to the gym and just wish my friends were there with me. You go there and you see others like with their friends and they were working out, they were all, pushing themselves, but there was none. I was by myself all through, and that became a lifestyle that even when I got into the business, because they never understood the life, the whole fitness arena, my friends never were part of my life. And sometimes you want to share idea with someone, you want to talk to someone about something, but there's no one to talk to because no one understands you or no one sees the vision that you see. And when you tell them, it's like you're talking to someone that it's really tough, you understand, right? And I don't know, like, I wish a lot of people would embrace it. I mean, now it's different, now it's different, but when I first started, it was very difficult. My mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters, my loved ones, best friends, no one ever saw this for me. I was the only one who saw it for myself, and I pushed through to get to where I am today. But I wouldn't wish that for someone else, you get, right? I would say, hey, like, if you want friendship, because you would lose friends, you would become a completely stranger to yourself and your family. But if you want the comfort life, I wouldn't recommend you going this entrepreneurship life. That's all I'm trying to say, man. It wasn't easy, it wasn't. But even right now, like, there's some issues that I'm going through, and I want to talk to someone, but I just don't feel like no one around me understands, or no one is entrepreneur oriented that you can talk to. Because when we talk to them, they'll say, hey, go get a 9 to 5, which is not bad, but it's like, I'm already in it and I want to, be in it for forever. So I'm not going to quit and get a 9 to 5. You see, the truth is, entrepreneurship can make you feel like you are an island. You are just one man on an island. But here's the thing. Find your tribe. Find entrepreneurs that hunger for you, hunger for what you hunger for, and work with them and grow with them. If you're in the wrong tribe, that's when you feel like an outcast. Same thing happened to Mr. Beast, the episode I did previously. No one understood him until he found the right crowd, and it was easier for him. So my advice for you is look for other entrepreneurs online, wherever, and team up and build a tribe together. So if you're sitting there thinking, I envy how free entrepreneurs are, just know that freedom comes with a cost. Like having no one to talk to about your struggles or your goals. That's it. Pick one. The second dark side is burnout sneaks up on you. When you're in a 9 to 5, you know when your day starts and when it ends. But as an entrepreneur, you're always on. At first, that feels like power, like this is what I want to do. But what no one tells you is that burnout creeps up on you, and before you know it, you're just not motivated. You've lost your zeal. You've lost everything. Like, I remember when I first started, I was like an open clock. I didn't have a beginning and an end, and I was going all through. I was going everywhere. I was going from, anywhere they wanted a trainer, I would go because I wanted to beat that. But, and from doing that, I just started hating the job. And one thing I learned is you have to create your own central park. That's something I learned from a book I read, and I started applying that to my life. You have to create your own central park. So the idea of the central park is, it's like a central park in New York. There's a reason why there's a reason why the government kept that space. They could have used the central park to build buildings and make money, but there's a reason why the government kept that space, because they wanted playtime. They wanted people to play, and no matter what goes on, they would never use that space. That's how you also want to prioritize your rest time or your self-care time. You have to create your own central park. So pick a time in your schedule and say this time is for me, and this is when I'm going to rest, or this is when I'm going to start my job, and this is when I'm going to end. Like, there are times when a client wanted to work with me past my work hours, and I had to say, no, this is family time, this is my own personal time, I have to go home. And they would respect you, you understand, right? But if you're always yes, 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 people would just ride on you and use you till, like, they trust me, they wouldn't understand you. You have to understand and tell them what your boundaries are. So that's something I wish someone had told me that earlier on, but I had to learn it the hard way, and I don't want you to learn this the hard way. So create your own central park so you don't get burnout. When you do that, you would really appreciate your job or what you do. Truthfully, entrepreneurship isn't about working nonstop. It's about being smart with your energy and your time. So if you're sitting there thinking, I could hustle like damn, just be aware that hustling without balance will break you. It's not sustainable. So look for a sustainable approach. Could be working Monday to Friday and taking Saturday and Sunday off. That's what I do. Dark side number 3. Financial stress hits differently. You know what's missing from those Instagram posts showing entrepreneurs at the beach with a laptop? The financial roller coaster that they are riding every single month, if not day. I don't even know where to start with this story, but let me share something very quick and easy for you guys. Last week, the gym I was using to train my clients closed. Yeah, just closed. Only they didn't tell me the gym was going to close. I was literally training my client, and the building and property management came and just shut the gym down. And that was where I was training all my clients. So for the past few days, I am just going from one location to the other, training the remaining clients. A few of them left because I didn't have where to train them, and they didn't want to go to Planet Fitness. Half of my income gone. Now I have to rely on my savings because bills don't care if you are not working or not. You understand, right? Now I have to rely on my savings to pay rent. I paid rent literally from my savings because I did not, lost a few of my clients. A lot of them, more than 50% is gone. But we're going to try to start rebuilding again with this new condition. But those are some of the financial stress of it. Like, trust me, that's just one story. There are millions of stories that I can share with you guys about the financial stress of being an entrepreneur. But, that's what it is. Like, you have a 9 to 5, you know what your paycheck is at the end of the week, right? The money stress in business is real. And it hits different when you realize your livelihood is riding on the success of your next sale or your next customer. So before you envy the freedom of entrepreneurs, remember this: the price of freedom is also financial unpredictability. Yeah. Until you get to that place where maybe you have your own space, your own whatever. Even when you have your own space, you have to always keep looking for the next sale, the next customer. It never ends. Yeah. And then the 4th one, dealing with unsupportive friends and people. There's this myth that everyone will be sharing for you when you start your business. The truth, some of the people closest to you won't support your dream. I mean, they'll watch your stories, but they will never like your work. And that hurts more than you think. Because you would think that these people will share for you, support you, but they'll give the same level of support to some other people that they don't even know, and they don't even support your stuff. I have friends that I'm a trainer, I'm a personal trainer. I can help my friends get in shape. But the truth is they would take their money and go pay some other trainer. I've had friends that They didn't even come to my gym to get a membership. They went to another gym to get a membership. Even on my YouTube, like a lot of my friends watch my video, but they don't even subscribe. They don't even like. They don't even comment. Recently, I took a friend's phone and I was like, hey, let me go look at my video. A close friend of mine, very close. Like if I'm counting my 3 friends, they probably be in that list. I realized that they weren't even subscribed to my YouTube. You get it, right? It is sad. And in that moment, you're like, should I be friends with this person or not? Because you support them, whatever they do, but they can't support you. You post a video on Instagram, and Instagram is the worst. You post on Instagram and you would probably get like I have 30 friends on Instagram, and all these friends are people that I know, that my close friends, you get right. But I post the content and I only get 2 likes and 2 views, or maybe 20 views. And then I go on TikTok and then I post to complete strangers and I get like 20 likes and 300 and something views. You know, it makes no sense. I feel like Instagram, personally, the app is just spreads so much hate and competition, and TikTok is so nice and loving. Like I feel so welcomed in TikTok than on Instagram. But back to the conversation, like that's how it is, man. Once you become an entrepreneur, like you would think your family will buy from you, your friends will buy from you, but they won't. They would go out and buy from someone else, and that's the sad reality of it. Take it or leave it. But the most important thing is to surround yourself with people who support your vision, even if they don't fully understand it. People that would still share on for you. And most of them are strangers. Trust me, strangers. So whenever you think that people will always support you when you become an entrepreneur, prepare to be disappointed. Because the ones who do will carry you through. And the ones who don't won't. That's just the reality of it. Last but not the least, success won't feel like you expect it to. Here's the thing about success. When you're dreaming of being an entrepreneur, you think that once you make it, everything will change. But when you get there, it feels different than you expect. It's like you climb this mountain and then there's another mountain you want to climb. You get this one sale and there's another sale you want to get. You get this client, there's another client you want to get. It never ends. It's just a circle of you have to keep getting. I was talking with a friend. She has her own business. She was like, Lucky, I've been praying to make $10,000 a month. Now I'm making $10,000, and $10,000 feels like it's not enough for me. I feel like it's something that even if you're not an entrepreneur, you could relate with. You get right. And that's how it is when you become an entrepreneur, because it's success don't feel the way you think it will. Like you climb one mountain and now you're thinking about the next mountain instead of just enjoying that mountain that you have just climbed. No, you start thinking about the next one. My advice for you is your fulfillment doesn't come from just checking off goals. It comes from the process and the growth along the way. Don't worry about the goal. Enjoy the process, because you might get to the end and realize that there's nothing there. You see, success isn't the finish line. It's the continuous journey of growth. So when you start this journey, think of growth, not success. So if you're still sitting there envying entrepreneurs from the safety of your 9 to 5, just know that what you see on the outside is not the whole picture. Entrepreneurship is not all about freedom, glamour, or hustle and grind. It's hard and it's lonely and the stress is real. But if you're willing to face this truth, if you're ready to handle the sacrifices, the long nights, and financial unpredictability, then entrepreneurship might just be for you. But don't envy what you always see on Instagram. Understand what's behind the scene. And most of it is not real. Most of it is fake. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, listening to me rant. And if this episode resonates with you, I would love to hear your thoughts. DM me on Instagram. Tell me which part of the journey you're currently navigating. And if you know someone who is considering starting their own business, share this episode with them so they can also learn and take the advice. Here's what I want you to remember. Entrepreneurship isn't for the faint of heart. But if you can handle the real stuff, there's nothing more fulfilling than running your own show. But that show comes with a price. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until we see you again, my friend, always remember, you are not lucky, you're blessed. Peace.